Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. In this short message here, I just want to remind you of something. And I'm talking to believers now. If you're not born again, if you're not following Christ, I'm not speaking to you. Listen, believer. Everyone that walks in darkness will turn on you sooner or later. The reason why some remained on a friendly tone towards you is because of the restraint of the Holy Spirit. Look, even if some people don't mean you any harm, that does not prevent them from turning on you. Now, why will they turn on you? Because they're operating in the negative. Okay, let me give an example. Or better said, a parable, because I often give parables for those that have been following this channel for a while. Okay, let's say you enter into a mountain range. Let's say it's a mountain range somewhere in Honduras. And you find out there's a big cave in that mountain range. The Spanish colonists in the 18th century explored those caves. So you walk through them because the Spanish built some roads back then. And you find out that there are people living in that network of caves. They go outside once in a while, well, to get some plants or some animals, but they live inside the caves. It's quite dark in there, so they light candles, or they put small fires here and there to illuminate the environment. And those people are so comfortable. Now, I'm not saying they're happy, I'm not saying it's a healthy thing, but they are mentally comfortable with those fires, with those candles. They have beautiful decorations in those caves that they've built over time. But what makes all those decorations so beautiful, that's the darkness that they're in. It's because of the darkness that those lights that they've built are so, how do I say it, so glamorous. And here's the thing, they need to maintain those lights, and that costs a lot. Well, some of the people that belong to that cult, they go out, they steal, rob, do whatever they need in order to sustain the cult that lives in those caves. Now, one day, you enter in. And let's say now that let's say now that the glory of Christ is manifesting absolutely through you. So just like Christ transfigured with the 3 apostles on that mountain, you are also transfigured. There's light shining out of you, literal physical light shining out of you, and you walk into that network of caves. What do you think is going to happen? First of all, the people there are going to be shocked because they see a light being over there. Secondly, when they figure out you're just a human being just like them, they will be overwhelmed and interested. But eventually, they'll notice that your presence over there is hindering the beautiful lights that they are so fond of. Why? Because those lights need the darkness in order to be validated. So after a while, they'll become upset with you and they'll drive you out of that cave, or they will kill you in that cave. Now, this is an extreme example, I know, but this example reveals what I'm teaching here. Yes, there will be many worldly people that will be on friendly terms with you. They don't mean you harm, they don't want to do you anything, some people want to support you. They have no bad intention towards you, but guess what? Their mind is not Christ-centered, they are relief-centered. So that means that Satan has access to them. Satan may not have access directly to them, but he does have access to them. You get what I'm saying here? So figure this out. If Satan has access to them, that means that he can use them. Maybe not in an easy manner, but he can use them. So Satan can cause them to turn on you, and later they don't even know why they turned on you. They may even ask themselves why they became upset with you. But it happens. You know why? Because they are in darkness. They are in the negative. Okay? That doesn't mean they have ill will towards you, doesn't mean that they are evil-minded, but they're still in the negative. So when you walk by faith, just understand that there will be people turning on you. So don't be surprised when it happens. And sometimes we are surprised because we're on such a good terms with those people. Now, okay, listen to this. They can be on friendly terms with you. Okay, just like there were unbelievers during Christ's days that were on good terms with him and with the disciples. They were but they cannot be on right terms with you. Okay, they can be on friendly terms. That's what the world considers good, but can never be on right terms with you. Why? Because they're not right with God. If you're not right with God, how can you be right towards anyone else? So why do you expect them who don't want to follow Christ, who hold on to the negative, why do you expect them to be right with you? They can't. They can't be right with you. That is what I want you to understand. That is what I want this to get through to you. Yes, there are things you can expect from such people. Okay? You can expect them to value your safety. You can expect them to not cause you harm and all of that. There are basic things you can expect from them, just like I can expect it from everyone. But if they are in darkness, and let them say, if they're holding on to the darkness and they resist receiving the light, which comes from the Holy Spirit, then the longer they do that, the more they become dangerous while they do that. Why? Because they are developing all these tensions that can be triggered suddenly and they explode. So the more they hold on to the negative, the more dangerous they become. So look, there will be people turning on you. You need to accept this as a believer. Some of them are people close to you and will hurt. Yes, it will. But look at this. If the world in general is fond of you, then something doesn't add up. You can have people out of the world who are fond of you as a believer. That can happen. But even then, they're still in darkness. But it cannot be that it's the norm that the world is fond of you. No! If that's the case, something doesn't add up. That means somewhere you are in error. Look, as a believer, you're not causing trouble. As a believer, you're not looking for a fight. You're not looking for negativity. So you're not negative. But here's the thing: they are in the negative, and your light, your walk by faith, tramples their darkness, and their validation comes from the relief they have in the darkness. So when you trample their darkness, that relief is crushed also. And worldly people, man, when they have nothing left to lose, they lose it. Or better said, if they can't escape, they escalate. So when the world turns on you, rejoice. It's not easy. I know that. I've been through that. Just rejoice. Why? Because that means that you are on the right path. They are turning on you just like they turned on Christ, the prophets of old, and the believers that came after the resurrection of Christ. That being said, agree with Christ and be at peace.